Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Hope you're doing well today, and welcome to Vessel of Hope. We are here today. It's your Tuesday goodness, your Tuesday greatness, your Tuesday time to just step away from what's going on in life. It's a lot happening, y'all. It's a lot happening, but you need a break. You need a break sometime. You need a break sometime. So you get away a little bit, right, Sister Bassett? And you just taking a day, just taking a few minutes of your time, right? So we're here today to have our Tuesday dialogue. Me and you, we conversate. We say how you doing. You tell me how you doing. You talk to me. I talk to you. That's how we do. So thank you all so much for joining us today on this Tuesday of October, and this nice Tuesday that we have here today. So I want you to go ahead and do what I need you to do for me. I need you to go ahead, and for those of you that are on YouTube, I need you to go ahead and click the like button, right? Click the like button. I need you to go ahead and do a little bit of subscribe to it, and click your notification bar. When you click that notification bar, you know what that does for you? If we pop up, it'll let you know, hey, we're on, we're talking, we're chilling. And for those of you that are on Facebook, I need you to go ahead and click the love button, show some love, and share it on your wall, right? Private letter, so everyone can know that we are on, right? Sister Baby, we are praying for your condolences on the loss of your aunt. We are praying for you. So thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for being part of the family. Let's conversate today. Today I want to talk to you on treading waters, right? Treading waters. I was looking this up, and the Lord said treading waters to me. And I'm like, treading waters. I'm thinking threading, like you thread, you're threading the needle. I'm like, threading. Why are we threading? Why are we threading waters? And I'm like, Marcelle, you have a slow moment. Treading waters, right? So I want to talk to you today on treading waters. Let me just let you know, right? Let me let you know that sometimes life is just hard. It doesn't matter how you put it, how you look at it. Sometimes life is really just hard. People say, oh, no. Sometimes when people are like, oh, my life is easy, I'm like, well, good for you. I'm glad for you. Because sometimes life get hard. Sometimes you just can't seem to get over that hump. We like to talk a lot about that hump, right? Sometimes you can't seem to get over that hump that you're going through. Sometimes you just can't seem to make those monthly bills, right? Doesn't matter what happened. You get your money come in. It's like you just can't seem to make those monthly bills, and sometimes you just can't seem to keep your emotions in check, right? You just gotta explode it and just burst it out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes these things just happen. It just happened to be this way, right? And sometimes you just feel like you're drowning in the water, like you're drowning, like you're in this water and you're drowning, and this is all part of life, just being hard. So that's why I want to talk to you on treading waters. And I only have one insight for you on this treading water, right? And that insight is, it would be harder for you to drown. When you tread water, it's harder for you to drown. I'm just saying. When you tread the water, it's harder for you to drown. You have to be, in other words, sometimes when the kids would come to me, and one of the little boys, when they were young, they'd be like, but what I'm trying to say is, but what I really mean. And I'm like, stop trying to say it and say it. Stop trying to mean something and mean it, right? But in other words, I'll say it. What I'm trying to say is that you have to be able to handle situation. That's what treading water is. You have to be able to handle situation. Just situations in life, situation in general. You have to be able to handle it. You go through the same thing and still haven't learned from it. Has that happened to you sometime? You go through the same old thing and you still haven't learned from it. Something's wrong there, because I like to say, in everything in life there's a lesson learned. As I process my day at the end of the night, there's a lesson learned in every day. Whether you stay in your room by yourself all day, there's a lesson learned there that you need to get out your room, right? There's a lesson learned, right, Sister Bassett? There's a lesson learned every day, in all day. But if we do not learn the lesson of yesterday, how will we be able to progress for today? Right, Prophet Guy? There have to be a lesson learned from yesterday. There have to be a lesson learned from last month, from last year, to know how to progress today and tomorrow. So when you're treading water, it helps you not to drown. It helps you to handle situation. It helps you to understand that you cannot react the same way all the time. You ever been in that situation? Someone is yelling at you and they're getting upset with you, and and then you feel like if I yell back, if I raise my voice, that this is gonna make the problem better. No, we haven't learned. We haven't learned. Now we just having two yelling people going at it. Right. So in treading waters, we're learning how to handle situation. We can't handle our situation of today the same way we handled it yesterday. Abbas and I was talking about this, I think, last week, and we are talking about maturity, how people mature. Like, we cannot, when you grow, you learn. You cannot be thinking the same way you thought last year. It's because something's wrong. If you're thinking the same way today as you thought last year, you haven't learned. Your brain haven't enhanced. You haven't grown in your thinking aspect, in the way that you think of things. If sometimes I sit down and I'm like, oh man, if I'm processing, I'm thinking about a situation, and I think of it this way, I'm like, oh, yeah, Professor Lord, that's it. That is the definition of insanity. You do the same thing and expecting a different result. And that's what humans do sometimes. We react the same way and expect it to be different. We splurge our money every month and expect to have money to pay the bills, right? We yell at people and expect them to be nice to you. You can't. That's insanity. You're doing the same thing and expecting a different result. You have the same negative speech. This is too hard. I don't think God's going to work this out. This is just too difficult. I don't know how God's going to move through this. That is when you're not treading the water, you begin to drown. Yeah, I'm talking a little metaphorically here today, right? All right, right? You are allowing yourself to drown when you don't tread those waters. When you go back to the thinking, go back to the way that you were, and go back to do the same thing you used to do. And expect insanity, as Prophet Loretta said, and expect a different result. That's like if you're cooking something, right? This is what I do. I know. When I cook, is what I do. If I'm making something for the first time, I'll follow the ingredient to the T. You guys remember when I told you I was making the French bread? Yeah, I made it. It didn't come out exactly I wanted to. It tastes good. Mother P enjoyed it. Apostle enjoyed it. Mother P killed it. Listen, she shouldn't even be eating white bread, but she was ate it every day, right? But it didn't turn out how I wanted it to. And I said, you know what? The next time I try it, I'm not gonna follow the exact ingredients. I'm gonna do my own thing, because that's what I like to do, right? And this is what I do. Something I'll make something for the first time. I'll follow the exact way that they tell me to do it. I'll put the exact amount, But I'm a cook that I like to eyeball. So don't ask me for a recipe. I'll be like, put like a tip of this, just smooth it out. See, just add some. See if you need some more. Taste it. Add some more. That's how I like to do. That's how Mother P's. I'm like, so how much do you put it at? She's like, you just know, right? You just know. So this is what I do. So when I'm doing that, as I'm adding, and I'm like, okay, I do the exact way the recipes say, and then it turns out a different way. But I find that when I put my twist to it, right? When I put my concentration on it, when I put my love to it, it turns out the way I want it to be. Because I ended up saying, I can't do it the same way because it's going to come out the same way that I didn't like. So I have to do it the way that seemed like it would make sense. That looked like it would taste a little good, right? So that's what you have to do something. You have to step away from the knowledge that you have, from the things you learned. We talked about it last week, right? A few weeks ago, what I thought I knew, but I know nothing. From what you really thought you knew, right? About treading those waters. But what really it is, and what it's really supposed to be, right? So in the treading of waters, you tread waters because it's harder for you to drown when you're treading water. Sometimes, if you don't tread the waters, you can get into the deep end. You ever been into the deep end of a pool? My brother have a pool, right? My third brother. And my eldest brother, he came over one summer. We went to my brother's house, and he's jumping in the pool, and I'm like, and he's like, oh, I haven't swam in years, and all this lag, and all this stuff, blah, 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 blah. So my brother said to him, he said, go in from the shallow side, right? Going on the shallow side, because if you go into the deep end for the first time back in the pool in years, it might not be a good end result for you. Thank God my brother's a lifeguard, so he's watching, and I'm like, and I'm just there like, I got my camera, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch this clown. Watch, this is gonna. I just know this is not gonna turn out good. So he's like, oh no, man, I got to do it. So he goes in the deep end. He jumps in, right? And he's like, "Woo!" And I'm like, "Look, he's about to sink." So my brother throws the floaties to him. So he's holding on to it. He's like, "Wow, this thing is serious." And my brother's like, "And that's what I told you. Go in on the shallow end first, work your way back in, and then you go to the deep end." And this is life lesson to us. Sometimes you want to jump straight into the deep end when we haven't learned how to tread the waters yet. Instead of us saying, let's start in the shallow area. Let's start here and work our way in, right? Let's start here and work our way through. So this is what we have to do as you are treading waters. You have to go into the shallow place, because when you go into the deep end, you end up feeling like you're drowning. You end up feeling like, in a natural sense, feeling like giving up. You end up feeling like, what's the point? What's the point of me being here, right? Yes, that's Prophet Loretta. We're praying for those in the way of Mr. Milton. He's not even a Mr. He's a Terra Milton that's coming. And I hope, let me just pause a second. I hope and pray that for those of you in those areas, you use wisdom and you learn from Helen or Helena, whatever her name was, that came a few days ago, that just tore up the Carolinas, North Carolina. I hope you learned, and for they're sending out texts and telling people to evacuate from the parts of Florida. So I hope you are in the group of people and evacuated. And listen, learn from it. Don't be insane. Don't use insanity. Don't feel like you can sit there, you can hold your house down. This thing is serious. So get out. Get out. Not the movie Get Out. Naturally get out. Get out. So yes, we're praying for the people in that's Milton is coming their way. So use wisdom and get out. So again, in treading waters, right, Sister Yolanda? In treading waters, you learn how to tread water so that you don't drown. Right, Prophet Diaz? So that you don't drown. And in not drowning, you're learning that, listen, I can't give up anymore. Because you feel like that way. When you're in the deep end, you feel like you want to give up. You feel like, what's the point? What's the point? You ever been there? You feel like, oh, what's the point of me even trying? You know, like you have those friends or those people around you, and like you put your best foot forward, and you're like, oh, you try your best with them, and they don't appreciate your trying. They give you no compliment, no appreciation. You're like, what's the sense of me trying anyway, right? You feel that way sometimes. You even think of you may even start evaluating your life. Your life. Am I where I should be? Am I what I should be? Should I even be in this state that I'm in? Yo, this is real talk, as we say in the streets of Brooklyn. This is real talk. You get to a place where it's like, I don't even feel like doing this no more. I'm not talking about, about suicide, but you, in your life, you're like, what's the point? Like, sometimes you're like, what's the point of being nice to people? Or even, what's the point of being mean? Because people still like you sometimes. It's like, what's the point of certain things? That's when you're drowning. That's when you need to tread waters. Because nothing seems like it makes sense anymore in life. Everything just seems like it's just there. You're living, you have this career for years, and all of a sudden, like, I don't even want to do this job anymore. That's when you feel like you're drowning. And you have to start treading waters. But then you go into the deep waters. Like my brother, story with my brother. Say go in the shallow first. Don't go deep, because you're gonna drown. Your deep waters are your problems. Right, Prophet Loretta? Your deep waters are your problem. Your deep waters is your spouse problem, your kids problem, your financial problem, your job problem, your family problem, your health problem. That's deep water. That's what that is. You're in the deep. You can't even tread waters, and you're in these problems because you're in the deep. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Look at what David said in Psalm 69 verse 1. King James for you first, and then I'm going to go onto the contemporary English Bible. Psalm 69:1, King James. It says this, right? Save me, O God, for the waters are come in unto my soul. When I read that, I said, wow, David was in a deep place. Ooh, y'all, he was done. He was done. Because what he said, he said the waters have come unto my soul. His soul. You know what? That's inside. That's how he felt like he was drowning. Because he said it's in my soul. It's no longer like out here. It's not in the natural aspect no more. My problems, my troubles are in my soul. And sometimes you may feel that way. Lord, this problem here is in the soul. It's not even out here. It's just in the soul. And that's how David said. He said it's in the soul. And here's what the contemporary English version said in Psalm 69:1. It says, save me, God. I'm about to drown. So King James said it's in his soul. This water. Ooh. And you know what? Something's in your soul. Like you can't breathe, right? Oh, I know I'm talking to somebody today. Because the Lord wouldn't tell me to talk about this if I wasn't talking to somebody today. You feel like you can't breathe. You feel like you're suffocating, like you're drowning. Because you haven't learned how to tread the waters yet. But you're in the deep. And it's in your soul. As David said, it's in your soul. I can't breathe. But David said, then he says in the contemporary, I'm drowning. You ever felt like you're drowning? You ever felt like life, right? Life is just coming and it's overtaking you and you're drowning? Oh, come on. Come on now. Sometimes I feel that way the first of the moment. All them bills got to be paid. You're like, oh, Lord, I can't even buy myself a new shoes this month. Oh, Lord. Because everything just comes. And David says, it's not only, the contemporary says, I'm drowning, but the King James says, it's in the soul. And that's how bad it gets sometimes. When you're in the deep, when you feel like you're drowning, when you haven't really tread the waters yet, then it's overtaking you, right? You know, Apostle preached a sermon one time, the net-breaking blessing. Sometimes it'd be like a net-breaking problems, right? But the good side is that even in the midst of all of that, something's come out of the end. Let's get a little spiritual here. You know when you feel like you're drowning, like you're suffocating, like it's in your soul, God got something good in the end, right? But let's continue. Right? So if David was treading his waters, right, in Psalm 69:1, if he was treading his waters, do you think he would have felt that way? Felt like he was drowning? Sister Yolanda, do you think? I'm asking you all a question. Do you think if David was treading his waters, do you think he would have felt like it was in his soul? And you know something? Let me say this. You know when something gets to your soul, it's hard to pull that out. That's like the biggest part. They talk about your mind, your brains, and your heart to be connected, to be in one place. But when that soul get in it, y'all, I want to take a sip of water, man. When something gets to your soul, it's harder. That's when you got to do some, like Apostle love to use that word tapping, right? That's when you got to get into that real deep prayer to get that out the soul, to drain those water out. As David said, it's in his soul. Look, David continue in verse 2 of Psalm 69, contemporary English version. He continued here and says this, Deaconess Fleda. He said, I am sinking deep in the mud and my feet are slipping. I'm about to be swept under by a mighty flood. He done. Y'all, Sister Bassett, David is done. Because he said, it's in my soul. I'm drowning. Now he goes on and said, he's sinking deep in the mud. So now he's in this water. He's not even in a pool. He's now in the ocean. He's sinking deep in the mud. And his feet are slipping. And he's feeling like he's swept under by the mighty flood. Life, sometimes you lose your grip, your feet start slipping. You feel like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of suck sand. You're right, Sister Yolanda. You just feel like you can't breathe because what? Now you're suffocating, you're drowning. And you know when you get stuck in suck sand? I mean, that's it. If no one's there to help you out, you're done. Because what? It pulls you down. And that's how David was saying, I feel like I'm being pulled down. My feet is slipping. I can't move. I'm done. And I know sometimes that's how you feel. That's how you feel. That's why treading water is important, because you feel like you're drowning. Metaphorically, right? We're talking metaphorically. We get to the point, right? Well, quicksand. Yeah, quicksand. We call quicksand, brothers, right? We call it suck sand and God. I don't know why we call it suck sand again, because it suck you in, right? Quicksand. You feel like you're trapped in quicksand, and that's how David felt. That's how he felt. Because what he didn't fully understand, that he got to be able to tread these waters, tread to move out these waters. And we talk about this a lot. One of my professor one time in seminary said that, hey, David was going through a lot of depression. That's a story for another day. He was going through a lot of depression. He was going through a lot. A lot was happening. Listen here. Saul trying to kill you, your son trying to kill. I mean, there's a lot happening here, man. I feel him in pain. He got to run. He trying to get the ark back. I mean, there's so much going on in the life of David. There's a lot happening. But now he felt like he was being in quicksand, suck sand, pulled down, because he fully didn't get to the place of treading waters, right, Sister BB? He didn't get to that place. So is that how you feel sometimes? I'm asking you a question. This is our time for our little dialogue. Is that how you feel sometimes? Do you feel like that it's in your soul, that you're drowning, that it's pulling you down, your feet are slipping? We're talking real talk today. And you feel like, God, I don't know how I'm going to make it through. I don't know how I'm going to push forward for another day. Right? Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you just listen. The humanity of you. David went there because it's in his soul. It's in his soul. So he went there. Everything around you is going berserk. They're laying off at work and you're like, oh my God, I think I'm going to be next. Oh boy, I think I'm going to be next. You go home and your husband acting like like he got no kind of common sense. Your kids just like, I don't care. Everything. Why? Because you're drowning, because you still haven't learned how to tread those waters. So what is treading waters? Prophet Samantha, I'm glad you asked me. Thank you for asking, Sister Vernetta. Thank you for asking. What is treading water? Here, treading water, what? It's a technique that involves moving your arms and legs. It's a technique that involves moving your arms and legs up and down to stay afloat in a vertical position. That's what it is. It's just a technique that you move your arms up and down with your feet to stay afloat in a vertical position. And look here, the good part is, it is a skill that can help you to stay above water and conserve energy in the deep water. This is why you need to learn how to tread waters. Because it is a skill that helps you to stay. I'm sure you all have seen it before. You've seen it. You go like this. You're just treading the waters, and your head is up. That's it. So you know what that is? Problems all around you, but I'm making it through. I don't care what nobody said. I'm coming out of this. I don't care what nobody said. God's gonna bring me through. I don't care nobody said, because I've learned to tread waters. And it's hard sometimes to get to that place, to learn how to tread that water, because again, you're so used to the insanity of life that, there we go. He's going to act up again. I just know it. I know he's going to come home and get mad about something. I know the teacher's going to call me today because they're already left with an attitude. So I know the teacher's going to call again today. Oh, I went to the doctor and he didn't even look too nice when he read the report. I know everything is bad. Why? Because you're so used to drowning. You're so used to sinking that you can't even tread those waters. You know what I'm saying? We talking right today. We talking all right today. We having this good conversation. So that's what's treading water. So what am I really trying to say to you? Metaphorically, as I'm talking about the treading of the waters, what am I really trying to say to you about treading your water? I am saying is when you tread water, it's easy to let go. That's it. That's all, Deaconess Belita. When you tread those water, it doesn't allow you to drown, and it's easy to Let go. You know the song Let Go, Let God have his way. It's easy to let go when you learn how to tread those water. When you learn how to just go like this. I'm in the deep end, but hey, I'm this is what I'm gonna do. I remember when I first learned how to swim in Guyana, right? We had a mango tree. We had a mango tree, and the mango tree came over something we call it a trench in Guyana. I guess in American language they more call it maybe like a creek, a flowing creek, or a flowing river, or a stream, but it's high water. So we had a mango tree came over, looked over onto the trench. So me being who I am, daredevil, I always want to climb something. So I'm climbing this mango tree, and there's this particular mango that's hanging over at the edge of the trench, and I gotta get that mango because that's the one. That's the one that I want. So I'm climbing on the mango tree. I'm holding on, and I'm trying to grab this mango. And as I'm pulling the man, guess what happened? I fall into the trench. I'm probably about 6 years old. I fall into the trench, and I don't know how to swim. And all my cousins around, my family's around, so we're all hanging out. They're all hanging out, and I'm like this because I can't swim because I'm drowning because I don't know how to swim. And I see them like just looking like they're thinking, they must be thinking that I'm joking. Like, hey, we grew up in water. How do you not know how to swim? So finally, one of my cousins jumps in the water, pulls me out, and he's like, girl, you were drowning. And I'm like, you think? Like, I was about to die. It's about time somebody come and save me. I was about to die. So he said, you don't know how to swim? I said, no, I don't know how to swim. So in our family, it's a shame to not know how to swim. So he was like, I can't believe you don't know how to swim. I was like, no, I don't know how to swim. He said, let's get back in the water. I said, what? I was just drowning in my water. You want me to go into that water? He said, let's get back in the water. So he took me in the water and he taught me how to swim. And I learned how to swim. But in the beginning, I want to stay at the shallow side because there's some part of the trench that's shallow and stuff. I want to stay in the shallow side. But after I got good at swimming, man, Mother P couldn't get me out them trench. Y'all, I done got some licking for them trench. I was in the water every day because I learned how to conquer not being able to drown. So this is what treading water is. Treading water helps you not to be able to drown in your situation. Treading water helps you to conquer. Oh, I'm an overcomer, right? So when you learn how to tread waters, you're a conqueror, right? Too many times you are drowning because you hold on to things that are pulling you down deeper into the water. What do? What does treading water teaches you? To let go. But too many times you end up drowning because you hold on to things that are pulling you into the water. You turn like David, oh, my foot is slipping. The mud is going to hit my soul. Why? Because we're holding on to things. You hold on to what that person said to you 5 years ago. Oh, no, it's time to try to let it go. Got to try to let it go. Because you're still holding on to it. And what is it doing? It's pulling you down. It's dragging you down because you haven't let go of it yet. So too many times you hold on to what someone said to you. If someone says something negative to you, you prove them wrong. That's what you got to do. I'm going to prove you wrong. So we hold on, we hold on to things that someone say to us so we can't let go. We hold on to what someone did to us. Oh, they did that to me, so and I used to hear this. I used to hear this a lot. One of this gentleman used to say, oh, all women are users. All women are users? All? I mean, like all? Because you were used by one woman, you think all women are users? And that's what sometimes happens because one person treated you this way, you feel like everyone in that same category, in that house will treat you this way. It's like if you stop talking to one person in your family, right? You let's say you stop talking to your brother. So you stop talking to your brother because your brother treated you one way. And what happened? What do? You stop talking to his wife, you stop talking to his kids, you stop talking to his grandkids. Why? Because you feel like everyone is in that same category. Because if he's the head and he did this to you, everyone. But you got to let go. You tread waters by letting go. letting go of what that person did or how that person acted towards you. Listen, I've been guilty of this too. If you act shady to me, I'm like, I'm done. You should listen. I don't live on Shady Grove, but you act shady to me one day, we're done. That's it. I don't got. I don't take rudeness and disrespect and shadiness and take it as a compliment, right? So I could be that way too. You say one thing bad to me, and I'm like, oh, that's it. Like there's no need for me to deal with you. You did something bad to me. Oh, that's it. That's just how we. That I automatically. That's how who you are. But when you tread waters, you learn to let go of those things. Not because that person said that mean that everyone that surrounds them is the same way. Sometimes everyone around them is the same way. They talk about those cliques, the popular kids. I don't know. That's probably just happened in white school because we never had that. We never had that until then. We had nothing. We were just trying to survive. We was trying to make sure when we leave school there was no gang outside to shoot you. Okay, but you have those the popular kids or this child or these people or those people. You have those individuals that have those situations and those scenarios, right? That, oh, it's this person, that person. If one person is that way, the entire group is that way. If that one family act that way, everyone act that way. But sometimes that's not true. That's not true. There's individuals in there that's exception to the rules. We talk about that as like exception to the rules. That's exceptions to the rules. So we have to let go. When you're treading water, you're letting go of what someone said to you, what someone did to you, how someone made you feel. You ever been in the presence of someone and it just made you feel bad about yourself? I stay away from those people. If there's people that they can't give you a compliment or they always just pulling you down, they can't say, oh, why your head look like that? Oh, you should have did your hair another way. Oh, why you wore that dress? Oh no, we're not doing that. Not today, not yesterday, not tomorrow. We're not doing that. Right, Purpose Guy? You try to stay away from those people because what? Because they're trying to put you back into the deep end to drown. But you already learned how to tread that water. You like this. You floating. You floating. What Tina Turner said? That's what she did, right? You begin to do that in life. So one of the main benefits here, Purpose Loretta, of treading waters, Apostle's gonna like this. It's gonna make her want to get into a pool real quick. Is that you burn calories. Naturally, that's what treading waters do. You see those swimmers, and it said the faster you go and tread in the water, you burn more calories. So one of the benefits of treading waters is that you burn calories. So one of the benefits of us naturally, paddling back, that's who it was, not Tina Turner, paddling around. You know what I'm talking about. Like a little bird. One of the benefits of treading those waters is that you burn calories. So what? When you tread those water, you let go. Naturally, you tread calories. But what? You let go. You feel lighter. And the great part is you can float. You can float. When you tread the waters, it will not allow you to drown, right? It helps you to let go and you can float. Apostle need a bed and a pillow. Don't worry, Apostle. I'll make you a nice cup of tea. I'll make you some nice cinnamon tea. Y'all, you should have my cinnamon tea. Is good. It's gonna make Apostle a nice cinnamon tea after this, right? So when you're floating, when you're treading waters, you learn how to tread waters. It helps you to burn calories, and spiritually, it helps you to let go. And that's what a lot of us need to do, especially in this season. Like Apostle was talking about all these things that's coming. I'm like, y'all, Jesus, I ain't able Jesus. I'm glad I'm in the number. Listen, I need to have card number 1. I'm number 1. I ain't even trying to be a part of that, right? All these things that's happening, everything that's going on, you're like, you know what? You need to let go. Because there's too many other things. You need to let go of what that person said to you. You need to let go of how that person treated you. You need to let go of how that person spoke to you, what that person did to you. Let it go, man. Tread the water. Tread the water. So that it wouldn't pull you down and let your feet slip. So when you let them go, you know what? I'm burning calories. And what am I doing? I'm floating. I'm floating. So, remember. That's what I got for you. Remember. Let's learn how to swim And in your swimming, learn how to tread the waters. But one thing that's very interesting about treading water, you can learn how to tread water before you even learn how to swim. Cause that's one of the first, because treading water helps you to swim. Think about that. Use that spiritually out of somebody put that in a sermon. Treading waters help you to swim. So what? You can float. So learn how to tread waters. Because when you tread waters or water, how much water they got in there, right? You're able to let go. You're able to float, and you're able to feel better. So don't let the cares, to sum it up for you, don't let the cares of this world, don't let your problems, don't let your situation, don't let what you're going through, what's happening, what's going on in your life, what you feel like, what's going on in your emotions, don't let that drown you. Don't let it pull you down. Don't let it take you to a place where you don't believe God anymore, where you don't believe that God is going to turn it around, God is going to do it for you, God is going to fix it for you. You need to tread water so that you can float and say, God, I know you can. Because I've let it go. I've moved on. And I'm better today. Right? So that's all I have for you today on treading waters. I'm so glad. Thank you all so much. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you. And I love you all so much. But hey, the vlog is up there. Go ahead. I'm on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm going to go ahead and put it there so you can check it out. For those of you, www.hellomarcellesampson.com. Click on it. Go read it. It's going to bless your soul. It's going to bless your spirit. You're going to enjoy it. Leave a comment. Leave a statement. Say something about it. Say something. It's the blog is called Unanswered Questions. Y'all, a little serious, right? Unanswered Questions. Right? So go ahead and read it and enjoy. Let it bless your spirit, let it bless your soul. But I hope we had a good dialogue today. So next week we can come back and be like, man, we talked a good talk last week. What are we talking about today, right? What we got for us today? Okay. So I hope you had a good talk today. I appreciate each of you. Let me pray for you, Lord. I thank you for your people. I thank you, Lord God, that they will let go of things that they need to let go of. I thank you, Lord, that they're learning how to tread waters. And because they're learning how to tread waters, that they are able to swim. They will not drown. They're able to float, and they can make it through. They're going to make it through because they're more than conquerors. They're going to make it through. They're going to overcome it. They're going to walk into their blessing, walk into their season. This season of big, they already walked into it, but they're going to tread waters. And they're going to see themselves accomplishing the things they need to accomplish and going to the place they need to go. Continue to keep them and bless them. Until next week, Lord, thank you for them. In Jesus' name, amen. Y'all, I love you all. I appreciate you. Don't forget, www.hellomarcellesampson.com. It's on your screen right there. Go ahead after this and read it and comment. And you know what, as always, I will see you all next week. Remember, tread those waters. God bless you. Mwah! Bye now.